The new law that affects every Australian. Travellers flying interstate will be forced to show identification at the airport in major security crackdown. Boy, it's kind of like we're importing terrorists into our country and then the government's using those same excuses to go through and to bring in a Llewellyn state. Moving along.
Absolutely.
Moving along. Little red pill for the day, but let's jump into it. Millions of passengers flying on domestic airlines in Australia will be forced to show proof of identification in a massive crackdown on airport security. Home Affairs Minister Peter Dutton is set to introduce new legislation in Parliament on Wednesday afternoon that require travellers to show a passport, driver's licence, Medicare or student card when asked. The proposed change comes after law enforcement agencies raised concerns that airports are still facing huge security risks. We have to be realistic about the threat, and it's ridiculous police officers don't have this ability already, Mr. Dutton told the Courier Mail. So, dubbed as police powers at Airport Bill, which is, terrific name, I suppose, if you want to go calling it something. But anyway, will be able to ask passengers to show their ID if they deem suspicious. And what do you mean by suspicious? Anybody that we think is suspicious. They say officers...
I'm sure it'll be reasonable and proportionate.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that shit. They say officers don't do random spot checks on passengers and will be trained to target people who they believe are acting suspiciously or people they have prior intelligence about. The law has been pushed through Parliament after would-be terrorists allegedly tried to smuggle an explosive on a flight from Sydney to Abdel in July last year.
Is that the meat grinder, was it?
The meat grinder? What? Huh?
Yeah, that was the mince meat grinder. They tried to smuggle explosives inside a meat grinder.
Yeah, it's actually a related article. Yeah.
There you go. I got a good memory.
The law has been pushed through Parliament after the terrorists... already read that. In the instance, the trio of brothers allegedly planned to sneak a bomb onto the plane by placing it under carry-on luggage and an unwilling fourth brother who was travelling to Ullardale to visit family, but the plot was foiled when he was told his bag was too heavy. Court documents revealed the man were allegedly relying on the insider information at Sydney Airport to bring bombs past security checkpoints. So the Australian Federal Police and security agencies are also concerned about bikies and organised crime syndicates travelling domestically under fake names. The laws can be rolled out in a dozen Australian airports as soon as June next year. Mr. Dutton said about 23 million passengers use Brisbane Airport every year, and they expect to do so safely. Passengers at Brisbane, Cairns, Gold Coast, Townsville, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth, Darwin, Hobart, Lancaster and Alice Springs airports all could be asked to show ID. Is there any airport there they didn't mention? Brisbane, Cairns, Gold Coast, Townsville, Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth, Darwin, Hobart, Lancaster and Alice Springs. There's literally no airport that I don't know of that's not on that list. But anyway.
Well, there's a few more. Maybe the little ones. Yeah. Maybe they don't name the little ones.
But anyway. Alright, so what's your thoughts on this?
It's just all part of the bigger picture. I think I said to you this as well about the other law that it's basically like a papers, please type thing where the cops can walk into an establishment and ask you for ID. Now they add it with the airport. This is just all... I don't see these things individually. I see it all as a grand picture. 1984.
Yeah. So look, obviously,
I understand. You disagree. I understand, but I see it as a different way.
No, look at this. See, this is the problem. Look, at the end of the day, we have imported a bunch of people that are not unexplosive friendly, for example, if you want to say. So at the end of the day, we have a certain subset of society that wants to cause harm. So I can see why the police want to bring this in. However, my argument is is why did we bring these type of people into our country in the first place?
Well, that's the thing. So I would, like, if I was in charge, I wouldn't take these kinds of laws as the solution. I would go straight to the core of the problem.
Yeah.
I would be mass deporting. I would be doing many different things. I would not be taking away any kind of civil liberties. I would not be doing anything that would reduce quality of life for the citizens that
Yes.
are originally here.
So at the end of the day, this is the problem. That they're like, okay, so we've imported a whole bunch of people that want to Allah Akbar and explode. So at the end of the day, what's the reason for combating this? Well, we're just going to ask people for ID so that we can find out who they are and then arrest those people that we let into the country. My original argument is, why did we let these people in the country in the first place?
To bring these laws in, you think?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You know, there's that conspiracy theory, quote, going around where that's why the government brought these people in, is so they can bring in their Orwellian communist-like country.
Yeah, so, I mean, there are people who literally, will tell you with a straight face that 9/11 was an inside job so that they can do the Patriot Act.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't entirely believe that fully.
I can make the argument for it. I really could. This is the thing. Yeah.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, but like I say, look, at the end of the day, yeah, I get a little worried, obviously, when governments start bringing in Llewellyn states or bringing in Llewellyn laws to try and, in the name of safety, it's like, well, you were the ones that let them in the first place. You know, why did you let them in the first place? And then now you want to bring in rules that it's going to affect everybody. Great, terrific, yay! You know, wouldn't you have rather bring in people, for example, white South African farmers? Would we need these laws and regulations if we were to bring those into the country instead of other people? Probably not. My co-host has gone really, really quiet because he doesn't want to touch the 10-foot pole. But you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Apart from that, if this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night and enjoy.